When I look back and I think about my father, I think about strength. I think about honesty. I think about a man who wasn't afraid to face life head on. I also think about a man who didn't give you the chance to say no, you don't want to. So being a Seventh-day Adventist wasn't something we were asked about. It was just expected that this is the home you are in and this is the religion you belong to. This is the path you're going to follow. My father had been an Anglican for years. My mother a Moravian. But then they both became converted Seventh-day Adventists. So by the time I came along as the last child, it was what we knew being Seventh-day Adventists. And because of who my father was, both in the community and in the church, Brother Bruno was looked upon with utmost respect. And we grew up thinking that Daddy's way is the right way. So being a Seventh-day Adventist or being a Christian it didn't occur to me that you could be anything else. And I guess back then in the day, 2 children didn't have much of a choice, so you were baptized and you grew up in a Seventh-day Adventist. But I must say my father's life, he was at a lot of times, I remember him being the first elder or an associate elder. My mother was treasurer, superintendent for years. So you grew up kind of wanting to emulate them. And my father's way of preaching was more of a storytelling, dramatic type of thing where everybody would want to know the day Brother Bruno is preaching so that they would want to go to church then. And that encouraged me to be part of church life. By 13, I was already the AY leader, and you were in the choir as far back as you could remember. You read the mission story as far back as you could remember. You participated in church things. And it never occurred to you not to do it or that you don't want to. I can't ever remember refusing to do something. But I think it's because of the position my father held, as well as you just wanting to, because in your family that was natural. It was what we did, the Lord's work. So I think my father's life has been very, very instrumental in my siblings and myself being in the Seventh-day Adventist Church today. And it never really occurred to us to be elsewhere. He has been gone for the better part of almost 40 years now, and still his influence in worship, in things like worshiping. Our worship session on morning was divided into segments. There was the singing segment, we would sing like 6 hymns. Then there was the giving praise segment, and after prayer there was the counseling segment, when he would sit us down and he would tell us what he expected of us 20 years down the road. And we tried to live up to that expectations, because back then you didn't want to embarrass your parents. So my father has been very instrumental in who I am today, who my children are today, because I remember him and my mother praying for our children. Lord bless our children, which was myself, my sister, my brothers, and bless the children they might have, which today are our children. So although my father is gone, I thank him, I thank God for him, and I thank him for the influence he had in our lives, in my life, being a Seventh-day Adventist Christian today. Thank you so much.